Hello and welcome to Exposed News Outlet, where we shed light on topics that matter most. My name is Andrea. Today, we'll be talking about the Epstein email bombshells, what Trump's trying to hide. But before we do, if I could have you please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification box and check all for all the notifications so you stay updated on all my latest videos. And please like the video if it speaks out to you and share it on your platforms. I really appreciate it. It helps get the word out, especially since I deal with a lot of censorship, so it really helps. Without further ado, let's get to the news.
I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. I moved on her like a bitch. But I couldn't get...
Hey everyone, it's Drea with Exposed News Outlet. Tonight, we're diving into the latest jaw-dropping revelations in the Jeffrey Epstein saga, the new email trove, the shocking mentions of Trump, and the frantic efforts to try to stop the full files from coming out. This isn't about left versus right. It's about truth, survivors, and accountability. So buckle in, because the next few minutes may change everything you thought you knew about who is involved and who's still fighting to keep it hidden. What just dropped? The document release. November 12th, 2025. 20,000 plus pages were released. On November 12th, 2025, the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform released a massive tranche of documents from Epstein's estate. According to the committee, the estate turned over about 23,000 pages of emails, ledgers, calendars, and call logs. Among them, 3 emails singled out by the Democrats that directly implicate Trump-adjacent behavior. The 3 emails and what they say. Trump knew about the girls. Spent hours at my house. Dog that hasn't barked. Here are the key excerpts you need to know. In a 2011 email to Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein wrote, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump." And then a victim's name redacted. Spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. In a January 2019 email to author Michael Wolff, Epstein said, "Of course Trump knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop." Another email from 2015, Epstein to Wolff, discusses, quote, "If we were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be?" End quote. In reference to how Trump might respond to questioning. These are not innocent emails. They raise serious questions. What did Trump know? When did he know it? And why is there pushback against letting all of this come out? And by the way, since there's been even more that have been, because there's been a lot of teams pouring over these emails, trying to dig through them from all across the globe, actually. And the more I read, it's just mind-boggling. And the Republicans were mad that the Democrats only released 3 of them, so they released a bunch more, and they were just as incriminating, if not worse. So.
We have more breaking news now. The House Oversight Committee just released new photos and a video concerning the Epstein files. These images show Epstein's house in the Virgin Islands. They were provided to the Oversight Committee by the Virgin Islands Department of Justice. Let's get right to MS Now congressional reporter Michael Schnell, MS Now senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin, and former prosecutor Susan Filan. Michael, what exactly was in this latest release?
Yeah, Anna, as you mentioned, this is a group of 14 photos and videos documenting different parts of what is said to be the Epstein estate on the Virgin Islands, on Epstein Island. There are some images of bedrooms. We see beds. We see some bathrooms, a bathtub, a sink in one case. There are some images of outside, some scene images. And in one, there is a sign that says no trespassing. You can see some of these images on the screen right now. I want to make very clear, Anna, this comes from a November 18th letter that Democrats, led by Congressman Robert Garcia, Democrats on the Oversight Committee, sent to the Attorney General of the U.S. Virgin Islands, requesting a bounty of information, documents, information from investigations, what have you, that the Virgin Islands may have had in its possession that has to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, it's an important distinction because this is not in response to that bill that Congress passed last month to compel the DOJ to release the Epstein files. This has to do with that November 18th letter from the U.S. Virgin Islands. So again, here's a video of outside. You're seeing parts of these 14 images and documents. I'll read to you a little bit of what Robert Garcia said in his statement accompanying the release of this information. He said, quote, "These new images are a disturbing look into the world of Jeffrey Epstein and his island. We are releasing these photos and videos to ensure public transparency in our investigation and to help piece together a full picture of Epstein's horrific crimes. We won't stop fighting until we deliver justice for the survivors." And he finishes by saying it's time for President Trump to release all the files now. So again, this is just the latest drop of information and files from the Oversight Committee that has come since that the focus has been so intently on the Jeffrey Epstein investigation and the documents and information surrounding him.
So, Lisa, I know you've been looking through these as well. It's all just coming in. We're still loading up the latest images. What stands out to you as you're looking through these new files?
A couple of things stand out to me. So we've seen images of Jeffrey Epstein's Virgin Islands, and there were 2 islands actually before, but we've largely seen them through drone and through satellite from above, or at least from further distances away. This is really one of the first times we've had an opportunity to see up close some of the structures where some of the alleged abuse is said to have taken place. But Anna, one of the other things that stands out to me is one of the photographs released by House Oversight Democrats this morning is a phone that has several numbers or several people and their cell or home listed there. Among the people listed in that image, and where I see that we're showing it right now, are Richard and Darren. That is Richard Kahn and Darren Indyke, the accountant and lawyer respectively, who are now the 2 co-executors of Jeffrey Epstein's estate. They are also driving the bus with respect to the production by the estate to the House Oversight Committee. And yet, there are constant insinuations that both Mr. Indyke and Mr. Kahn, who have never been accused of criminal wrongdoing, were deeply complicit in what Jeffrey Epstein did because they must have known, given their proximity to him. We saw in the last trove of emails, for example, him constantly communicating with both of them about Donald Trump and other people in his orbit. The fact that the phone on the island has so many phone numbers for both Richard Kahn and Darren Indyke certainly won't put those rumors to rest.
Trump's behavior the fight to keep the files hidden. Now let's turn to Trump's reaction. He claims absolute innocence. "I know nothing about that," he said on board Air Force One when asked about the emails. His team immediately labeled the document release a Democratic smear campaign and called it a hoax. But here's what's suspicious. He's been pushing the narrative that the Epstein files are being used against him as a political theater, not about victims or transparency. He and his allies are resisting full declassification and public release of the documents, even though the committee is demanding it. The bill, known as the Jeffrey Epstein Transparency Act, to force the DOJ to release all records. But it's facing pushback, even from the DOJ, who's obligated to release the files. They've started opening up bogus, fake investigations to obstruct. The emails suggest Trump not only was mentioned repeatedly in the files, some 1,600 times, but may have been under Epstein's leverage. If true, that's a potential motive for the cover-up. Put simply, the more resistance there is to full transparency, the more reason to suspect there's something serious to hide.
President, what did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that. They would have announced that a long time ago. It's really, what did he mean when he spent all the time with Bill Clinton, with the president of Harvard, who you know who that is, Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he spent time with. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years. But he also saw strength because I was president. So he dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. I don't care about it, released or not. What I think you should do, if you're going to do it, then you have to go into Epstein's friends. This Reid Hoffman spent a lot of time on the island. I was never on his island. Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. You're going to have to look into his friends because, if they're going to do that, and I think the perfect guy to do it would be Southern District, somebody like Jay Clayton. I understand that's who's been assigned. I know nothing about her.
On the release of the files, all the files.
Well, they can have whatever they want. They already do. I think they have 50,000 pages already. Look, this is a Democrat hoax. This is a hoax put out by the Democrat, and a few Republicans have gone along with it because they're weak and ineffective. But this is a Democrat hoax to get away from the fact that they just lost the shutdown and they've lost the elections. They've lost the big election, to me, in a record number. They lost the popular vote. They lost the swing states. They lost everything.
Why full release matters for survivors and democracy. Here's why this is beyond politics.
I suffered so much pain.
So much pain.
So much pain.
I suffered so much pain. I was 14 years old.
I was 16 years old.
I was 16.
17.
14 years old.
This is me.
This was me.
This is me.
When I met Jeffrey Epstein.
This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
There are about 1,000 of us.
It's time to bring the secrets out of the shadows. It's time to shine a light into the darkness.
For survivors, of Epstein's abuse. Full disclosure means recognition. It means the public sees the full network of abuse and exploitation that many fought so hard to expose. Transparency holds the ultra-powerful to account. When billionaires, politicians, and elites are involved, secrecy is a weapon. Releasing all the files means no place to hide. It's about prevention. If we map out how this network operated, who protected it, what financial flows sustained it, we can build safeguards so it doesn't happen again. If only select documents are released, we risk a partial narrative. The most sensational revelations headline, but the root causes and enablers stay buried. Receipts. And here are some sources and suggestions that you can also fact check. The press release from the Oversight Committee. Oversight Committee releases additional Epstein estate documents, provides dates and document counts. Reporting from Associated Press. Epstein emails says Trump knew about the girls. Reporting from CBS News. Emails and texts show Trump was a regular topic. And, of course, a call to action. So, what do you do with this? Ask this question. Why is there so much resistance to releasing all the files? Why only select documents now? Encourage sharing. If you believe in transparency and must know justice, share this video, tag your friends, and make some noise. Please subscribe if you haven't yet already. Be sure to check the notification box and select all so you get all my latest updates. And stay alert. We're only at the beginning. The next dumps, hearings, testimonies, you'll want to be ready. Support survivors. If you or someone you know has faced abuse or discrimination, stay tuned for our upcoming special where survivors can speak out and voices matter. This isn't about which party did what, it's about who gets to hide and who demands truth. Because accountability doesn't stop at the rich and powerful. Thanks for watching. I'm Drea with Exposed News Outlet. Hit subscribe and hit the bell and share this video so the truth keeps moving. Thank you again. Until next time, be kind to yourselves and be kind to others. Thank you.